Child stardom is a strange thing. One day you're on the cover of Tiger Beat, plastered on every teen girl's locker. The next day you're chewed up and spit out like a piece of gum stuck on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Jonathan Brandis was on top of the world at 17. At 27, he was gone. Behind the striking blue eyes and lovable smirk was a river of sadness. This is the story of a young actor caught between who he was, who he wanted to be, and who the industry thought he should be. That's today on Death in Entertainment.
Live from Los Angeles.
911, what is your emergency?
Here in Hollywood now.
2 counts of murder,
Injury and death.
Oh my God!
Shocking new details.
that has stunned the entertainment world.
This makes me a little nervous.
The hair stood up on my arms.
Just like in the movies.
What do you call this thing anyway?
Death.
In
Entertainment.
Greetings, Deado Universe.
Hi.
How the heck are you? What's going on?
Great.
Perfect. What's going on, everybody? My name's Kyle Ploof,
I'm Alejandro Dowling.
and we got fan favorite Ben Kissel in the house again.
All right. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming back.
Excited to be on here to talk about death and entertainment.
Yes, that another person has died,
Oh, really?
and we must discuss.
I think this show could go on forever.
We never run out of topics, do we?
No?
I guess not.
When you try to catch up, another one bites the dust.
Well, we just lost Tony Todd this week.
Oh, yeah, Candyman.
Candyman, indeed. And today's story involves a child.
Yeah,
Maybe it's apropos.
It very much is. But before we go any further, you're going to hear some laughter.
Yes, this is a true crime comedy podcast, so if you're not into that, then jump on another magical being and fly out of here.
All right. That's very good. This story could never end.
That's right.
Jonathan Brandis was born in Danbury, Connecticut on April 13th, 1976, to a firefighter and a teacher,
Oh,
Greg and Mary, respectively.
All right.
blue collar roots. I like it.
Definitely.
Yeah, and they say that he was quite the cute baby,
I believe it.
with a distinctive cherubic appearance that agents went gaga over.
Uh-oh. Kyle, your baby is next up to be touched.
That's right.
Dare I say, though, that a lot of babies have that appearance?
No, there's some ugly babies.
Yeah.
There are.
No, I definitely can. I don't think it's as common to be a cute baby as people think it is.
Yeah. There's a lot of skinny babies out there.
Yeah.
Skinny babies ain't good.
Not good at all. They're all on Ozempic.
Yeah,
horrible.
Ozempic, it just takes all the fat out of their cheek.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like Al Roker when he got skinny. It's just, it doesn't look right.
It makes him look sick.
Yeah.
So sad.
All the Als who got skinny, Sharpton too.
Right.
Just doesn't look right.
Absolutely not.
So at age 2, Jonathan Brandis became a model for Buster Brown shoes.
Buster Brown.
All
Yeah.
right. So his parents kind of set him up on the industry path, even though there were a firefighter and a teacher. How the hell did they even get into entertainment?
I have no idea.
Power couple right there.
I guess.
Maybe the pay wasn't so good.
Yeah.
In 1976. That's probably better than it is now.
Some firefighters do it voluntarily.
Yeah.
Well,
Those are good guys.
They're great guys.
I think they just hate their families.
Yeah, they just want to get out of the house.
I would rather burn in a fire than be with you, Linda.
Don't go in there. The fire's out of control.
Oh, I'm going in.
That's why I volunteered for this job.
This is my calling. Suddenly he looks like a piece of roast beef on the grill. Okay, so at 6 years old, Brandis landed a significant role on the soap opera One Life to Live.
Oh.
And this is the same soap opera where Rebecca Schaefer got her big break.
All right. Remind me who that is.
This is a perfect opportunity to promote one of our other episodes.
Yes. She
Rebecca
was
Schaefer.
killed.
Yeah, you want to tell him?
She was murdered by this stalker that showed up. She was going to be in The Godfather 3, and she was waiting for the script to be delivered.
Okay.
And instead of it showing up, it was her stalker. And
Holy hell.
He ended up shooting her right in her doorway.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right. Like that movie Clue
Yeah.
with the singing telegram gal.
Yeah, that's right.
It was the reverse clue, though,
Yeah.
because in that, the bullet comes from the house.
Right, right.
It did change some laws, though, because the killer was able to get her address from the DMV.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, just took no effort at all. So,
Yeah.
the silver lining, they say.
Mm-hmm.
So now Jonathan's career is starting to cook, and he's still quite young.
Yeah.
So the family notices this, and they decide to capitalize on it, and they move to Los Angeles. Mary became his momager.
Oh,
Don't like
Alejandro doesn't like momagers.
No, I don't. I think I call them pimplers. Mama pimps. They're mimps.
It's just a weird relationship.
It ruins
Usually,
it.
it doesn't come out well.
No.
And we remember Aaron Carter. How did that turn out?
Exactly.
So a bunch of commercials followed, about 85.
No kidding.
And he did everything from Cinnamon Toast Crunch to Captain Crunch.
Oh, a lot of crunch.
Yeah, definitely. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Very mature.
Yeah.
Very mature cereal.
So let's see what's going on. Let's see if one of these ads rejiggers anything in your memory.
All right.
Okay, great reasons for Scarf and Captain Crunch cereal.
Our favorite celebrity spokesperson is on the red box.
No unnecessary letters, Cat Ben.
Convenient bite-sized morsels.
And it's a crunchy part of a balanced breakfast. You know, this is making me seriously hungry.
Crunch break!
And now Gus here is demonstrating the Viking style of crunch consumption. Now, personally, I prefer full contact.
Time to crunch off. Later.
The ADD generation.
Yeah. There's nothing like those kids commercials
I
from
love
the
them.
90s.
They're the best.
It was always kids, right? Like on
Screaming.
sugar high going like, oh my God, look at this. My hair's purple now.
Yeah, and there's always the guitar that's like, ding.
I always wanted to tour the Fruit Roll-Ups factory.
Ooh.
I was like, this shit better be real. It wasn't. Turns out it's full of a bunch of undocumented immigrants, which I love. Who I love. Thank you for your service.
They taste great. So are you saying it was all a lie?
I think it was a lie. I don't think they actually had that much fun making that sugary snack.
No cartoon machinery.
No.
And then the other dark side of Captain Crunch is that it would hurt your gums.
What, Captain Crunch?
Yeah.
Then the roof of your mouth would be gone.
Oh, yeah.
It was dangerous to eat.
Right.
It wasn't all fun and games.
Hazardous.
And don't get me started on the sugar.
Well, the best part.
Of a balanced breakfast.
So that ad ran all the time. Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh,
you
I
know.
remember that ad. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then that was paired with a bunch of appearances on TV shows. Jonathan was basically on everything. Webster, Who's the Boss, Full House, Blossom, The Wonder Years,
Damn.
and Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, very cool. Love that.
And here's a little bit of trivia. He and Jaleel White, who you may know as Urkel, appeared on the unaired pilot of Good Morning, Miss Bliss before it was retooled as Saved by the Bell.
Yes.
I just learned this.
Yeah.
I learned it when I was watching the history of Saved by the Bell. And I did not realize Miss Bliss was supposed to be the star.
Yep.
Yeah, a vehicle for Haley Mills from the Parent Trap.
Right.
Then it became about the kids. But what's interesting about this is it was retooled as Saved by the Bell, but also before that it was retooled as Good Morning Miss Bliss with a new cast. So it was Good Morning Miss Bliss for a few episodes without Brandis and Jaleel White.
Man, well, now I think Urkel, you get rid of Screech, bring Urkel in there as that kind of character. Oh, that elevates it all. But then it was the 90s, so they did the black math, and they're like, we already got Lisa.
Yeah.
And so we can't have any more.
Right.
The Wonder Years, what a fantastic show that was. Winnie Cooper.
Yes,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Danica McKellar actually gave an interview later on where she said that when he guest starred, she's supposed to give him a kiss.
Oh.
And behind the scenes, he was like, hey, why don't we really go for it?
Okay.
Like, let's jump on each other and really make out.
A whole
And
hump.
she's like, okay. And then her boyfriend broke up with her after that.
Oh my, get over it. It's acting. My God. And then the other guy, Brian or whatever, they said he was Marilyn Manson and he sucked his own dick.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Unverified, but
Unverified.
I'm open to it.
I love that in the 90s. We could just think stuff. We're like, I'm pretty sure it's true. Jeremy told me.
Because there was no Wikipedia
Exactly.
to look up.
Right.
Full of lies, by the way. Wikipedia.
Yeah, true. Google, I'll say. Bing.
There you go.
Bing.
Ask Jeeves.
He later appeared, though, on Saved by the Bell, the college years, as himself.
Oh.
So that's kind of a cool thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's kicked off Good Morning, Miss Bliss, and years later, he's so popular and famous, he plays himself on a later iteration of the series.
But didn't they get rid of Screech in the college years?
No,
they got rid of somebody.
I think Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Kelly was gone.
The guys went, like Mario Lopez.
Right.
Yeah, it was a weird show. I remember watching it, though, when it was on.
All right.
Yeah. It was
they
odd.
tried it in prime time. That's what went wrong. It was usually a Saturday morning thing. And prime time people were like, no
well,
thanks.
I saw the way those kids acted in high school. None of them got into college. They were horrible.
True.
We're worried about getting addicted to caffeine pills.
Exactly.
So 1990 was a big year for Jonathan Brandis because he had big breaks in 3 movies, 3 feature films.
Oh.
Starting with The Never-Ending Story 2, The Next Chapter.
Oh.
That was one I watched a lot because I think HBO used to rerun it all the time. More than the first one for some reason.
They could buy it? They could afford it?
Yeah, I guess. So I always had seen that sequel first. Like, I don't even think to this day that I've seen the first one.
Oh, wow.
Really?
I wasn't that confused, though. I didn't
Jumped
really
right in.
care, yeah.
Oh, man, yeah.
You know, I was a kid. What are you going to be like? No, I have to see the first one.
Well, Never-Ending Story was a pretty big movie.
I'm a purist. Yeah. And then he appeared as the stutterer in Stephen King's It.
Oh, that is just fantastic. He was great in that role.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. So was Tim Curry.
Oh, the best. I love that movie so freaking much. I watched that for the first time when I was like 9 with my buddy who we played baseball together.
Nice.
And we thought we were real tough kids. And then halfway through, we like had to go to the bathroom and he stood out the bathroom door while I pissed and I did the same for him. I was fucking scared, bro. That movie was awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
And I like the new one too.
You didn't try to scare your friend like imitating Tim Curry's voice while he was pissing?
No, bro, we were scared. And now there's a prequel coming out.
Yeah, there's like a whole TV show on.
Oh yeah, it's a
HBO
TV
Max.
show.
Yeah, Welcome to Derry or something. It's called.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I know enough about the clown.
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't even see the first Never-Ending Story. You don't need the background of anything.
84% on Rotten Tomatoes. The first Never-Ending Story.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess I really missed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also did the unthinkable this year where I watched Terrifier 3 without watching the other 2 first.
That doesn't matter.
Oh, that one's okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the plot?
Well, talk to Kyle. He has a different idea about it.
It's great.
Okay. And the third movie in 1990 was Ghost Dad.
Oh.
Except he's credited as doing additional voices for it.
Oh, wow.
All right.
But I felt like mentioning it.
Sure.
That's an odd kind of
Well, he just did like ADR for that?
I guess.
That's weird.
So he worked with the great Sidney Poitier,
Oh.
who directed that movie.
And
Indeed.
Mr. Cosby.
Well, yes, it was a Bill Cosby vehicle.
Yeah.
Like Good Morning, Miss Bliss was for Haley Mills.
Guess who's coming to dinner indeed? It's Bill Cosby. Oh, shit.
What didn't he get hit by a bus in that movie?
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Too bad it was just a movie.
Whoa.
And now let's go back to It for a second.
Okay.
So not only is Jonathan Brandis kind of the It child actor,
Hey.
he's starring in It.
He is.
And on set, he was an elder statesman of sorts, giving all the other child actors advice. Because at this point,
Yeah.
he's done nearly 100 commercials.
Yeah.
Right. I believe it. He was definitely the most established kid,
Yeah.
without a doubt. That and the kid who played Georgie.
Georgie.
Yeah, really fucking nailed that role.
Yeah.
Even the older actors, they got like John Ritter. You hadn't seen him really in that serious role before.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to my personal favorite, Ladybugs.
Ah, very good. Very on point. Very on brand for 2024.
Released in 1992. That's true. This was quite a shocking plot.
Yeah.
It's about Rodney Dangerfield. He plays a guy named Chester. Who wants to coach a team to impress his boss. And it's a girls' soccer team. And they suck. So then Jonathan Brandis gives him some pointers. Actually, I have a clip that just explains it all.
Here we go.
That's great. Like they would allow a guy that looks like Rodney Dangerfield who's named Chester to be around kids.
Did you look at them?
Yeah, I looked at him.
Well, what do you think?
What do I think? I think I better come down and watch some more.
Oh, great. Look, from what you saw today, can you give me some pointers?
Well, first of all, you have no strategy. Your players need to learn some basic skills. Put your faster runners up front and your offense will be more effective. Now, if I were playing, what I would do is play center midfield so I could control the flow of the game and help out the inexperienced players. That's what I would do if I was playing.
Oh, ideas starting to
Indeed.
sprout here.
Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, no. No way. No way, Chester. It'll never happen. No, you're crazy, Chester. It'll never
Yeah,
happen.
you can just see him visualizing
never
his
happen,
balls
no.
going into his body
All
and
right,
becoming a
girls,
vagina.
meet our new ladybug, Martha.
There you go.
Martha.
Beautiful gal, though.
Yeah.
Beautiful gal. I'm looking at the Spanish poster of it here. Very sexual. They got the two soccer balls in front of the chick to make them look like big tits.
Oh boy.
Isn't that weird?
And this is a PG movie, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or was
Hollywood.
it PG-13? What does it say?
This was
gotta be
definitely PG. Come on.
It's 92. That was before PG-13 was really a
It's
thing.
Hollywood just hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, but they did have weird PG-13 kind of movies then.
Yeah.
That were really for kids, but went a little too far.
Yeah, didn't do well. It cost $20 million to make, only made 14.8 at the box office.
How could kids resist? Rodney Dangerfield? Come on.
Yeah, true.
On set, behind the scenes, Jonathan Brandis dated his co-star Vanessa Shaw during the entirety of filming. And she went on to do Hocus Pocus right after that.
Yeah,
Love Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
you got her and Winnie Cooper. Guy's killing it.
Damn.
Oh, and it continues.
Ooh.
But we'll get to that. And then, same year, 1992, he also starred in Ben's personal favorite,
Uh-oh.
Sidekicks.
Sidekicks.
Hiya!
Love that ninja movie. I thought it was a ninja until it was too big. And I was like, no can do on that front.
Chuck Norris plays himself.
Yep.
And what else do you have to say about this?
Well, it's meta. It's meta. It's sort of like what they did with The Last Action Hero, where, you don't know what's real, what's not real, what's the movie, what's true.
Yeah.
So it made you really feel like you could hang out with Chuck Norris and become a ninja.
Hell yeah.
Also made Chuck Norris seem like a total badass.
But it did not fare much better than Ladybugs. It grossed $3 million more.
Oh, God.
Well, that's stupid. I liked it.
Well, they needed more of you.
Yeah.
And I guess Chuck Norris did it as a favor to his brother, who happened to be the director,
Oh,
Aaron Norris.
all right.
But there was something to come, a TV show that would catapult Jonathan Brandis to superstardom.
Oh, he's already a superstar. What are we doing here with Sidekicks? That Sidekicks was huge.
But let's talk about this for a second. Was he actually a superstar?
Yes.
Because to me and you, he was. Because I rented Ladybugs quite a few times.
Absolutely.
It was a big part of my childhood. So yeah, he was a superstar to me. But if it didn't do well in theaters and other kids didn't see it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was reading an article from the early 90s about the SNL cast that I love the most, Sandler, Farley, Spade, Norm. They said it was the worst SNL in the ever.
That's
and everyone hated
unbelievable.
it, but I was like, what the fuck are you not in my world.
Right.
It was amazing. So I don't know what they're talking about.
Although I do think there are unreported earnings when it comes to video cassette.
Oh, yeah. I was
There's-
renting this all the time.
Exactly. There are so many movies that were not hits in theaters and on video that killed it.
Yeah, Grandma's Boy got kicked out of theaters in like 2 weeks, made like $4 million, and then they made over $100 million on DVDs.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, they crushed.
So I tend to think that Sidekicks and Ladybugs were quite a big hit at the Blockbuster.
Absolutely.
But the show I'm referring to is Sequest, DSV.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And I think that show kind of started that whole trend of like having the 3 letters at the end. SVU,
Yeah.
DSV. And what do you think that stood for?
I don't know. Scuba? What is it? What is it?
DSV.
DSV.
Deep Sea
Deep
Yeah.
Submergence Vehicle.
Oh.
Like the one that imploded on the way to the Titanic.
Yeah.
Almost made it. Almost made it.
Future episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is kind of like Star Trek in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And it was executive produced by none other than Steven Spielberg.
Oh, that scoundrel.
Kyle loves him.
Why don't you like Spielberg?
Because he's a pederast.
Oh my God. I didn't hear that story.
Yikes.
What are you talking
What
about?
story? It's multiple stories.
What? Steven Spielberg?
Yep.
Come on.
We've been through this recently on the Poltergeist episode.
That light up finger is based off of Steven Spielberg from E.T.
Jesus Christ. You know why?
Sounds like we got ourselves an anti-Semite.
You know why it lit up?
Anti-Spielmite.
You should have seen what Spielberg did to E.T.
Use him as a cocksock.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Ouch.
Well, that's why he wanted to call his parents so bad.
E.T.
Please.
phone police. Kyle.
Oh, God.
All right, let's collect ourselves. Sequest, filmed at Universal Studios, Florida.
Oh.
And it follows the adventures of the submarine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's operated by the United Earth Oceans Organization.
Oh, it sounds like something Epstein's a part of.
And Jonathan Brandis played prodigy Lucas Wollensack.
Rolls off the tongue.
Really horrible name choice. They could name anything.
And then the adult on the show was none other than Roy Scheider, who starred in Spielberg's Jaws.
Yes.
Of course. Yeah, dude's a legend. And Ted Raimi, Sam Raimi's brother.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the only thing that was in Spielberg's Jaws.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
There you go. No evidence whatsoever.
He liked him blonde.
He did.
Heather O'Rourke.
Yep.
Jonathan. No, I mean for casting, Ben.
Yes, for casting.
You're giving me that
I don't
look.
know. I mean, nowadays, it's just it's nuts out there.
Yeah.
So he's playing a whiz kid, but in real life, Jonathan Brandis wasn't all that into computers. He was more of a Nintendo guy.
Ooh.
That's a computer.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, it's a console.
All right. A computer to me.
That's what they always used to say, though, about the later consoles like PlayStation. Dude, this is like a real computer now.
Yep.
And you can play DVDs on it even.
You could.
Yeah, I know,
impressive.
but the early Nintendos were not that sophisticated.
That's true.
So Sequest was set in the then near future of 2018.
Wow.
And in its final season, they got to 2032.
Wow.
So we haven't hit that one yet.
Not yet.
Wonder who will be president then.
Who knows?
Just kidding. No politics here today.
Not.
There you go.
The series actually didn't get very high ratings. They aired on NBC, by the way, in prime time. But it did get renewed for a second season because it was very successful in the key demo. The viewers who were aged 18 to 34.
I remember this show, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously advertisers loved that. So
Yeah.
the show went on. But one anonymous studio executive told the LA Times, quote, they spent a lot of money and they don't want to look bad. So they're calling a defeat a victory.
What are you talking about? It was on 2 seasons. It was a good show.
Well, 3.
3 seasons.
Even better.
Absolutely. They're down there in the water and everything.
Well, they're basing that on the overall ratings, but that key demo is key.
Yeah.
That's the key demo.
So because of that, Brandis became a heartthrob. At the show's peak, he received 4,000 fan letters a week.
Damn.
And he had to be escorted onto set by security guards. And of course, he made the cover of every teen rag imaginable.
Yeah, those chicks will tear you apart, man. There is nothing scarier than being a teen star. And I was at Barnes & Noble in Union Square in New York many years ago. Lines out the door. These chicks are crying. They're like 12, 11 years old. Shane Dawson. He was signing books. I was like, who the fuck is Shane Dawson?
Way.
His whole fan base was like 10.
Wow.
But they were going crazy. And I was like, who the hell is this guy?
They love when he drops the N-word or something.
I don't know.
They were like, more blackface.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, that's an interesting one because he didn't look like a heartthrob.
No.
Shane Dawson?
Yeah.
I don't know much about him.
Yeah.
I was on YouTube, but then who knows what happens.
he just had some controversy, which I won't get into right now.
Yeah, whatever.
But I would say the 70s through the 90s, that had to have been the golden age of these teen rags.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because the print industry was still going strong. So, did your sister get these magazines? Like
Tiger Beat, Yum.
17.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing them around the house because I have an older sister and it was just like a huge industry.
Wasn't there like Teen People?
Yeah.
Yeah. there was a
They would
bunch.
then convert all the big magazines into the teen form.
Yes.
Right? The big posters in the middle?
Yeah.
I was getting my that was my WWF magazine years.
Yes, me too.
Pretty cool.
Sports Illustrated for kids.
Yeah, that was awesome. Slam?
Slam? Was that basketball?
Yeah, remember Slam?
I don't know if I remember Slam.
I think I can picture it.
Oh, Slam was the coolest. It was like edgy.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Mad Magazine. That
Oh,
was
I know
course.
Slam. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
My favorite was Teen New Yorker.
Oh,
Teen New
very nice. Very funny cartoons.
Just joshing around.
Yeah.
17 Magazine voted Jonathan Brandis. Are you ready for this?
What?
Number 1 sexiest guy.
That's disgusting. But all
17
right.
Magazine.
Yes.
Sexiest guy, Jonathan Brandis. What was he, 10?
No, at this point, he's like 16.
Oh, okay.
Still.
I would love to be in the board where all those adults are deciding what's the sexiest teenager in America.
I believe he turned 18 in 94. So that would have been kind of like the second season.
Okay.
But let's hear a clip from an interview with, it was him and his co-star Michael Ironside. Great character actor from Starship Troopers, a bunch of movies. And he's talking about just the level of popularity of his co-star Jonathan Brandis.
Jonathan, evidently you were driving, a Mustang convertible last year?
Yes. When I got here this year, I drove a Mustang convertible, and you'd be amazed at how many notes were left on my windshield and stuck in my door, thrown on my seats. Hi, Jonathan. I'm 18 years old. I'm blonde. I'm attractive. I'm intelligent. This is my phone number. My parents will be away on the weekend. He thought I was joking. Some of them are written in crayon. It was a little rude.
Sounds like a To Catch a Predator sting operation.
Yeah.
Nervous laughter.
Jeez. So I would contact him, tell him I'm a Jonathan, show up, and, they didn't know the difference. I was like, yeah, the TV ad's 20 years and a bunch of weight.
Spielberg hears the word crayon. He's like, hey, let me see one of those letters. So
I don't know.
he's a great director.
One of the best.
Yeah. So Jonathan's devoted fan base gobbled up every tidbit they could about him. So in these magazines, they acted like he was every girl's boyfriend. That was sort of the setup, how they wrote about it. So inside, you could find all sorts of details about him, like his dog's name is Megan. He collects Pez dispensers.
Ooh, what?
He and his dad love whitewater rafting. And he sleeps with a lot of pillows.
Oh, suggestive.
Wow.
So then girls would cut that out and paste it on their wall or their locker.
Yeah, I remember that. I had wrestling photos in my locker as well.
Ah, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, which are basically naked men. And Sable. And Sable, don't forget her.
And Jonathan Brandis.
Yes, of course, from Sidekicks.
While he was doing the series, he attended the Valley Professional School. Sounds like a pretty shitty educational
It really
system.
It's trying to make it sound better than it is.
Yeah.
It's a professional school.
So weird, dude. I think I mentioned this before, but the Hollywood High School, downtown Hollywood, just got a bunch of celebrities painted on the outside.
Oh, yeah.
So freaking strange.
Don Ritter's on the side.
Yeah, he is.
Takes up the whole side of the building.
And apparently it's haunted.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
We went on a ghost tour and they lied and said that a student killed themselves and they hung themselves from the rafters of the theater in there. And they were like, it was all over the news. And we looked it up. It never had.
I'm sure worse stuff has happened than that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, every high school has their stories.
Yeah, kids getting recruited to Scientology and shit.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, that's the creepiest. So Jonathan had aspirations to write and direct. Quote, I want to direct. I want to be part of something creative, something with quality. I mean, he's saying this. He was in Ladybugs.
Yeah,
Come on.
Right. He's already done it.
He's already done it.
Absolutely.
Quote, my biggest fear as an actor is being involved in something mediocre or being mediocre myself. Writing is what I'd like to move towards. Right now, though, it just doesn't pay the mortgage.
Wow.
Mind you, he's saying this as like an 18-year-old.
Yeah, it sounds like he's got looming lung cancer.
Yeah. I need to hurry up.
60-year-old man.
It sounds like he's given advice to Michael Ironside and Roy Scheider.
Yeah.
Right.
He's just been in the industry that long.
He's going full Walter White.
And he would get his chance to write an episode, albeit he had to share the credit with 2 other guys, but still.
Okay.
And that was season 2, episode 19, The Siamese Dream.
Ooh, Smashing Pumpkins.
Right. Not
interesting.
to be confused with that.
Yeah.
Great album from Billy Corgan.
That's right.
And so Brandis's confidence grew, and he was becoming more comfortable with being a celebrity. So let's take a look at this clip from Regis and Kathy Lee.
Yes, back when Kathy Lee was there. Drunk as a skunk.
Oh, they were funny. You gotta love Reg.
Yeah.
Now, you know you have one of your biggest fans in our audience.
Is that so? Really?
Yeah. A ravishing blonde.
Oh, yes. I met you before. Yeah.
Yes. Shani, who is Shani, who is Kathy's niece, is absolutely... She used to love me. Now she loves you.
It's horrifying.
Shani's 16 years old and
16.
a real lady, and she's going to kill Uncle Regis.
Well, you know what? Before I go, I'm going to say hi to her real
Give
quick.
her a little kiss, Jonathan.
A little kiss?
Yeah, it's a different time.
Oh, my God.
Look at that.
Goes and plants a smooch.
Just have sex with her right there in front of us.
Spielberg has a wide-angle lens in the background filming this.
There was no need to put your arms around him. Just let him kiss you on the cheek.
Oh, geez, Regis directing.
You owe me big time.
Jesus.
Well, you know, I don't care if it's 110 degrees down here in Florida. I think you're dressing right, you know? Corduroy and the big
And
boots.
I want him to know we're going to the Hoop-Dee-Doo review tonight, and we'd just love to have you come along.
The Hoop-Dee-Doo.
Hoop-Dee-Doo review?
Well, whoop-de-doo. Do you see what I mean, though? Like, he's playing the part, but how terrible would that be if you're socially awkward?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
Like, you're constantly probably being introduced. This is your biggest fan.
Yeah.
And you got to go to parties hosted by Kathy Lee.
Hey, do me a favor. Go kiss my fucking daughter.
Like, don't get me wrong, fame and money, that's great, right?
Yeah.
But still, like, look at the shit he had to put up with.
I think the money, the fame stuff is funny. But yeah, it's definitely got to be difficult for him as a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult for anyone.
So by the third season of Sequest, ratings started to dip.
Oh my goodness! Well, I'm learning a little bit about the Hoop-Dee-Doo musical review.
Oh, let's hear about it.
It's a hilarious, high-spirited hootenanny the whole family will enjoy, accompanied by a finger-looking countrified feast.
Whoa!
Yeah, finger licking.
Okay, I stand corrected. That sounds pretty fun.
Yeah,
I think we talked about this show on one of our episodes.
The Hoop-Dee-Doo?
The Disney, yeah, they rebranded it because it was like racist or something.
They started in 1974. And now I think the Hoop-Dee-Doo might still be going on. They got events.
Oh, you mean someone died there and it was from our Disney Deaths episode or what?
I don't remember. There's something going on there.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
All right, we'll check that out.
I guess there were some perks to this celebrity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's on the website tasteofdisney.com.
Oh.
Taste of Disney.
Yeah. You don't want to go to tasteofspielberg.com.
There you go.
That's a different animal.
Kid's ass.
Oh, my God.
Kind of going down that road a lot today.
Okay, so one road we're going to go down now, it's actually not a road, it's an ocean way of Sequest.
Nice.
And the ratings drowned by the third season. And also another thing going on, this is sort of like from the Mandy Patinkin school of, I'm better than this shit. Roy Scheider had requested less screen time because he did not like the heavy science fiction elements that were now overtaking the show.
What do you want the show to be about?
Well, I guess it started out as a more straightforward, just like sea exploration. And it's sort of like what happened to Family Matters, where in the later season, Urkel invents a shrinking machine.
Right.
You know, like it becomes more like sci-fi.
Yeah.
That's when shows get desperate.
Well, they get good.
I mean, hey, it's all a matter of opinion.
Urkel. Stefan Urkel.
Roy Scheider begs to differ. Well, he's dead now, but he did beg to differ. So he appeared in like 3 episodes in that final season. And you know who else left town? Spielberg. He just did the first 2.
Okay. He said, I've had enough.
And he did the same thing with Poltergeist.
Yeah, he's like, these kids are getting too old.
Ooh.
You're 18
now I'm
out.
doing it.
Yeah.
He's like, it was fun, you know, when we started. But
Right.
in 1996, Sequest finally dried off after 3 seasons and 57 episodes.
Nice.
Brandis was the only actor to appear in all the episodes. And he never got around to directing one before its cancellation.
That's too bad.
Just wrote one.
Yeah. That must have been disappointing because shows that were popular like that and really in the ether, like everyone knew Sequest.
Absolutely. It was very famous.
It could have gone on to a couple more seasons. And then he probably would have directed a couple episodes and all that.
They had to make way for NYPD Blue so we could see Dennis Franz's ass.
Well, that was culturally significant.
It was everywhere. They're like, look at this guy's butt. It's like, how is it big and small at the same time?
But I think if the show had continued, it kind of would have helped him ride through the awkward years of becoming a young adult.
And then also getting thrown away by Hollywood.
Exactly. So at least he has the show going.
Right.
But now it just abruptly ends in 1996.
Right. And then it's just like, we don't want you anymore. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You're too old for the teenage girls. Now it's getting creepy because you have a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get away from my daughter.
And so you can see this starting to play out in this clip I found of him on Conan.
Oh.
Where he was starting to shed his teen idol image. Let's give it a listen.
Really, it was the first season that really took off for me. That, the teen magazines started coming to me and stuff. So
Really?
it's kind of died down a little bit. Now they're hounding this kid from Home Improvement, Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Really?
That's the new.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
My welcome is that.
Really? So does that hurt your feelings when you go and you pick up the teen magazine?
And I'm not on it
yeah,
anymore?
someone else
Absolutely
is
not.
there?
No.
Sean Cassidy is back on it, and you're like, what? What's going on?
Classic.
This is all wrong, man.
Yeah.
Well, tell me what that's like. I mean, I don't know. I'm in my late 50s when I got this job, so I'll never know what that's like. When you're getting all this attention, I mean, what happens? You get letters? Do you read the letters?
I read the letters, yeah. Sometimes when me and my buddies come home around 4 a.m. after partying our butts off, we go through the
Again, you didn't have to elaborate. You could have just said, when I get home late after doing some stuff.
But it's
your problem is elaborating. That's your problem.
We come home and we go through the piles of mail and stuff, and usually they leave phone numbers. So, my friends, being the wild ones they are, usually pick up a letter, and we usually call the girl.
All right.
Yeah,
Jonathan, he seems like a fun guy, to be honest.
Yeah, really. And he said that he and his drunk friends would call these girls, but then their parents would answer and they wouldn't believe that he was Jonathan Brandis.
Yeah,
and
probably
they'd get
wouldn't.
pissed.
Yeah, probably I wouldn't either.
And then in the same interview, he calls Orlando a big mall in a swamp. He hated filming in Florida.
It's not inaccurate. Orlando is very mall heavy.
Yeah.
But you can see here, like, he's not exactly playing the game as well anymore. He's kind of like, I'm ready for the next thing.
Yeah, he's over it. He doesn't
Yeah.
want to be a teen idol. It's got to be fucking horrible. I don't know.
Yeah, it seemed
Not for me.
He seemed pretty honest when Conan was like, "Does it make you upset that you're not in the teen magazines?" He was like, "No."
No, why would you? Jonathan Taylor Thomas, I think they ruined him.
Right.
He did.
And they don't get any bigger. He's another one. I think he got that role when he was like 32. And then he's just tiny.
Yeah.
That's strange.
A lot of them grow up where they still kind of look like their teen idol days, but then as an adult.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Like Gary Coleman, for example.
Well, sure, Gary Coleman, yes. I think Haley Joe Osment's the only one that's been able to kind of stay, because he does look a little weird.
Yeah.
But I think he's got enough acting chops, because he's still doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's Kyle's competition for a J.D. Vance impersonator.
Oh, wow. Big heads. Both big heads. I could see that.
And then in that same Conan interview, he's asked about the making of Ladybugs. And so Brandis tells a story of how Rodney would sit at the read-through wearing a red silk robe and just spread his legs and have his nuts hang out.
Jesus.
I believe that.
So that's heartwarming.
Well, he was a vacuum cleaner salesman for a long time, so
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just seems like that's what they would do.
And when Brandis would go to TV auditions, he would wear a T-shirt that read, "Fuck pilot season."
Nice.
Oh, kind of edgy.
Yeah.
Rebellious.
Yeah, it's when DX was out and everyone was
Sweet.
saying,
Suck it. Yeah, I used to tell all my straight friends to suck my dick all the time.
And they loved it.
They did. Everyone loved it.
Yeah, straight people just love sucking dick.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't get enough of this stuff.
His first major relationship was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air co-star Tatiana Ali.
Oh my God, really?
Dude is on a roll.
Loved her.
Yeah.
They met in 1993 and then started their relationship in 1995 after meeting on the set of the TV movie Fall Into Darkness.
Okay.
They had a 3-year age difference. He said it was hard to date a star because she would be hit on at every Hollywood club.
Oh, yeah.
He said she was good at batting them away, but still. And then as his career hit a lull after Sequest, she was still working a lot, and then she ended up going to Harvard.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that was right at the tail end. They broke up in 2001.
She was in my city for 4 years, and I didn't even know.
You had a chance, buddy.
Jeez.
Yep. God. Could have taken that janitor job they offered you.
Yeah.
And solved that math equation.
Yep.
Oh, that would have been good.
And straight to the CIA.
Oh, nice.
No, we need you here.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, do you think that caused any tension, like her going to Harvard, and he's obviously not pursuing college, but he's also not working a whole lot at this time?
But he's got his money coming in. Sure, he's got residuals coming in.
From the Sequest reruns?
Sure.
I remember the show when it was first run, but I don't really remember reruns.
Yeah, I don't know if there were any.
I'm not sure.
They had DVD box sets.
Mm-hmm.
Not yet, though.
It was around.
Yeah.
By 2001? Yeah, they did.
Well, that's when they broke up, so Tatiana never saw that.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm just trying to...
Yep, Hollywood is
trying to figure things out here.
Strange place.
He also dated actress Monica Keena from Freddy vs. Jason.
Girl's a fox.
Okay.
And guess who he attended prom with?
Who?
Brittany Murphy.
Oh.
What?
So they even briefly dated. This guy had everybody.
Seriously.
That's amazing. Another one that Hollywood killed.
Yeah.
Brittany Murphy.
Check our Vice TV episode that we were on for Brittany Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Monica Keena. Interesting.
Yeah.
45 now. Look at her. Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
She made it.
She made it out.
So the post-Sequest career slump lasted a while. While contemporaries like Leonardo DiCaprio, who also had blue eyes and blonde hair.
Right, probably direct competition.
He was flying through the stratosphere. Brandis was having trouble booking gigs. Here's a little snippet from an E! News interview.
It's a really tricky time. I've seen guys my age, my friends, that haven't been working for a year because they got off a show or they did a film and it came out, didn't do so well, whatever.
Yep.
So that was
he's stressed out. Poor guy. Who
and that
cares?
was after Sequest. That was when that was ending. And then what he's describing is exactly what he would go through.
Yeah.
Right. And, that's just unfortunate because if he could have just stuck around, I'm assuming everyone knows he's dead. If he could have just stuck it out, he would have been totally fine.
Right.
He would have had a massive resurgence.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. His most significant movie appearances at that time were in Outside Providence. You remember that one?
I love that movie.
Yeah, the Fairley
The
brothers
Dot.
produced it.
I loved that movie. I was like one of the only people that watched it.
I agree with you. I watched it at the time. I loved it too.
I thought it was hilarious.
It's actually heartfelt too.
It's very heartfelt
and
it's very funny.
Very funny, yeah.
I met the weird looking kid with the big eyes. I think he's the guy who does the stoner kid who does that little, oh my goodness.
Is it John Abrahams?
He does the funny thing with the the peppermint. He's like a peppermint guy. It's like the gum thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Where he's like, God damn it.
It's been a while since I've seen Outside Providence, but at the time I did really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I hate to say it though. I hadn't remembered that Jonathan Brandis was in it.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, he wasn't the star.
Right.
Baldwin, yes, was in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
He did not shoot anybody, so that's good.
Yeah, well. Yeah, that was a funny ass movie.
George Wendt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jack Ferver.
Oh, that's the actor.
Jack Ferver.
Okay.
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I met him in New York on the subway platform. I said, I'm a big fan.
Ah,
I said, I love your work in Outside Providence.
very nice.
That is a moving story.
Yeah, he was scared of me. He was scared of me.
Then you mugged him?
No. Why are you so big? And I was like, all right. Oh, yeah, it's Berries and Cream.
Ah,
Come on. You know the Berries and Cream song.
Starburst.
Berries and cream, berries and
cream.
cream. I like mine with berries and cream. Can you play it now, please? We have to play this. It's going to drive me fuck. I'm derailing the entire show. Great radio.
Yeah.
You look wonderful. Now,
I thought it was
sing
gonna
the
kick
berries
in
and
right
cream
there.
song.
All right, here we go.
Berries and cream,
There he is.
berries and cream. I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream. Up the octave, go for it. Berries and cream, berries and cream. I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream. Easy peasy.
That is great.
Yeah. If I saw him, I would make him do that. I would actually intimidate him into doing that.
Do the berries and cream dance.
Bro, just do it, man. I was a football player, I promise you.
And a missed opportunity on the subway. You could have told him you were from Wisconsin, too.
I had no idea he was from Wisconsin.
I know,
It's interesting.
You know?
Well, that's why you were attracted.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess.
He's known for choreography, which I think he's an actor. But okay. All right.
Well, that sounded pretty choreographed.
Yes.
Yeah, it was very good. Anyway, Jack Ferver. Shout out. Shout out.
Also, Jonathan Brandis, remember him?
Yeah, who we're talking about.
He had a small part in an Ang Lee movie.
Oh, yes.
Ride with the Devil.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the one that nobody's heard of.
Yeah. What was the big Ang Lee? Ang Lee?
You can say Ang or Ang.
What was her big movie?
His.
There's a guy.
What was it? What?
He did The Incredible Hulk.
There you go.
And he did Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Oh, that's right.
And Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Well, yeah, that was one of the things they did in Brokeback Mountain, I think.
I was about to say the same joke.
Sorry.
No, that's great. So this was before all that.
Okay.
Other than that, Jonathan Brandis didn't have any TV or film credits at all in the years 2000 and 2001.
That's just 1 year.
2000 and 2001. That's 2 years.
2 years, but 9/11 and
what?
It's just
you're not supposed to work during the
not if you love America.
Year?
No, you're not supposed to work during 9/11.
No.
Jeez,
take a day off.
Mariah Carey didn't take a day off.
Well, she had to entertain the troops.
She also sprung glitter on us.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
On 9/11.
Which arguably was a greater tragedy.
Oh, really? But good for her.
2002, though, Rise from the Ashes.
Great.
This was supposed to be a turning point for Jonathan Brandis because he was cast in the big-budget World War II epic Heart's War.
Ah, yes.
Starring Bruce Willis and Colin Farrell of Penguin fame.
Fantastic show.
One of our great actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
And Brandis thought that this was going to jumpstart his adult career. However, he was bitterly disappointed when most of his scenes ended up on the cutting room floor.
Ah, brutal. You don't know until you see it.
That sucks.
One of the deleted scenes made it to the extras section of the DVD. And let's take a look.
Okay.
I had a buddy of mine who was in my company. He was from Trent. You want to tell me what's so funny, boy?
You?
Yeah?
You ever take anatomy, Vic? Coronal Ridge. It's the tip of your pecker.
Whoa! Whoa! Berries and cream, berries and cream.
That's what it was missing.
Yeah, that's a good scene. They should have kept that in. Tip's the tip of your pecker.
That is mind-boggling that you're sitting there as the editor and you hear Brandis say, tip of your pecker.
And you edit
you're like,
that out?
Yeah, let's get rid of this. Are you nuts?
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
I'm glad he didn't have his fingers on ladybugs.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Another promising project was the TV pilot, 111 Gramercy Park, co-starring, listen to this cast, Tippi Hedren of Roar and the Birds fame.
Okay.
Joel Grey, Jennifer Grey's father.
Am I supposed to know these people?
You mean nose? You don't nose Jennifer Grey? Kyle, you're not picking up on my
She had a nose job. We got
reference. Oh, you just didn't like it. I was waiting for Kyle to smile or something. Anyway, Joel Grey beat Al Pacino at the Oscars.
Oh.
For Cabaret instead of The Godfather. Anyway.
Cabaret beat The Godfather.
For supporting actor.
Oh, interesting. Oh, okay.
Al Pacino lost to Joel Grey.
That's why he's so upset to this day. He's mad all the time. He's mad.
And this TV pilot was directed by Bill D'Elia, Chris's dad.
No way.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Really?
So Chris D'Elia's all these people are industry from the fucking
Yep.
birth.
Oh, I knew Chris D'Elia was an industry plant. I thought his dad was an executive.
Well, he
at
was
NBC.
that too. He did a bunch of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a Nepo creep.
Whatever.
Unfortunately, the pilot was not picked up. And it was later refilmed as a TV movie with a completely new cast. That sucks, right? Like first Heart's War, then this.
Yeah.
And then here, it's a trifecta here. Because Jonathan Brandis got in the room with George Lucas and auditioned for the role of Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, he would have been so much better.
In Attack of the Clones. I completely agree with you.
Wow.
And despite a solid effort, casting directors deemed him too old to play the part and chose Hayden Christensen instead, who was 4 years his junior.
Wow.
No one would have thought that.
I know.
No one. I think you would have done great in that role.
And I think that Brandis would have been grittier, much grittier, which would have been great.
I mean, that was kind of the biggest diss on those prequels, was that the acting wasn't superb.
Right.
And he was, Hayden was all right.
I love
he was fine.
He was fine.
A lot of Revenge of the Sith. I think that's a fun movie, and I don't really have a problem with anything, but still.
I'm a Jar Jar guy. I've said that before. I think Jar Jar really brought the whole movie together.
He should have auditioned for Jar Jar.
That would have been nice. No, they gave that role to a black guy.
They did.
That's true. They're like, look at the diversity of Hollywood, and then they applauded themselves.
Misa.
And then they made everyone hate him.
Yeah, no, it's just straight up racism, basically.
So let's hear the scary talent that Hayden had over Brandis in this clip from Attack of the Clones.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating.
Well, it's a little
and
boring.
it gets everywhere. Not like here. Here everything is soft and smooth.
And wet.
Yeah, sounds like we're talking about glitter again. He sounds good though. I mean, the dialogue's trash, but he sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, you're not making my point then.
What?
You're supposed to say, oh, Brandis would have been better.
Oh, that's not Brandis?
No, that wasn't Brandis. That was Christian.
Oh, Hayden was fine. He probably deserved that role then.
That was directly from the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, Jonathan Brandis could have done that too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point.
It's almost fucking sand. I'll talk about sand right now.
Like, throw him a bone. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But they didn't. So one of his best friends was the actress Danielle Harris, who was in Halloween 4 and 5.
Oh.
And she played the foul-mouthed daughter of Bruce Willis in Last Boy Scout.
Sweet. Love that movie.
Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Love
bunch
that
of movies.
movie.
So she was in a clique with Brandis, along with other actors like Jimmy DeBello, who you may remember from Detroit Rock City.
Oh, great film too.
He's the long-haired guy.
Oh, yeah.
And then Scott Campbell and Jeff Stearns. Quote, we would never talk about acting. We would just hang out drinking Zimas and smoking cigarettes. We all dated each other, went to City Walk, and we're just sort of our own little rat pack.
Oh, there you go.
City Walk.
Zima's was one of my first bevies.
Yeah, that was a very 90s LA scene she painted.
Tasted very like, it was like kind of like Sprite.
Yeah.
Tasted a bit like Sprite.
Yeah, and then Smirnoff Ice came out after that.
And then he got iced. Then you had to drink it.
Danielle Harris says that Jonathan Brandis was special, a real lunatic, but in a nice way. And after about 10 years of being friends with him, she started to develop feelings.
She wanted to see the tip of his pecker.
Wow, the tip of my pecker.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because on a break from filming Heart's War, and that was in Prague, she just flew in to see him.
Oh.
And then he's like, hey, where do you want to go? And he got out a map and just like closed his eyes, pointed somewhere, and landed on Paris.
Oh.
So then they jet set to Paris, and he asked a cab driver, take us to the most expensive restaurant. And they go there. They don't know what they're ordering. The staff is being rude to them.
Right.
They make him change his clothes. She said it was a gas.
Oh, that sounds really fun. I love that when I get treated like trash. Pay for it.
By the French.
Yeah. Fucking assholes.
And then, of course, he got laid.
Okay.
Hey.
And then after that, they had a fight.
Oh.
And so then she fled and visited her friends in Israel.
Wow.
Okay.
And then when they got back, he was still into her. And so he would leave her rambling voicemails. And when she started seeing this other guy from Michigan, he would show up at their house wearing a Michigan t-shirt.
I'm just kind of letting them know.
Yeah.
I know what state you're from. That'll get to him.
So, you know,
it's going to get right under his skin.
Yeah.
You know, so he was a bit of a cut up like that.
Yeah. Kind of like that movie Say Anything.
Right.
Yeah.
In real life, though, it's a real thin line between being disturbing and romantic.
Right.
When you pull some of those stunts.
No, I mean, he looks like that, so he can do it.
True.
Yeah. You and I show up. You know.
Oh, forget about it.
There's a couple of guys in Michigan shirts here.
Yeah.
You still banging Barbara in there? I used to bang her, you know.
But why is he acting like this when he's had so many other actresses?
Yeah.
Like
sometimes when you catch feelings, though, it's over.
He loved it from the tip of his pecker all the way up to the top of his head.
Another girl that he left long voicemails for was Soleil Moonfry.
Oh, yes, of course.
From Punky Brewster.
The punkster.
Who's got a body count higher than the Clintons. And I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about death.
Oh, she's a killer?
She's a murderer.
Punky Brewster's a murderer?
Everyone she's ever got close to ends up dying.
Well.
Yeah, that is true, actually, because...
She was adopted.
What does that have to do with it?
Hidden past we don't know about.
Yeah.
She did that movie called Kid 90 on Hulu a couple years ago where she talks about her whole experience. It was,
Yeah, documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't make that clear.
You said movie.
Well, movies are documentaries.
Yeah. That's true.
But she hung out with, imagine that scene back in the day. Like, everyone was everyone in LA. Like, Steven Dorff was there, Balthazar Getty.
Yeah.
It's who's who.
You just walk into a nightclub and you just see a bunch of child actors. Like, it must have just been the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
No way it happens now that you can really think of. I don't know.
No. I mean, one of our local haunts, we got some celebs that go in there. I consider myself a little celebrity.
Of course.
Hey.
D level, pod level.
Well, you're A-list to us.
Thank you. I'm an A-list podcaster, and podcasting is as sad a profession as you can have. But we know some people.
Yeah.
Kirsten Dunst.
That's right.
Child actor.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Yeah. Was it Plemons?
And Jesse Plemons.
Very sweet people.
Yeah, Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher were over there a few months ago.
Yep.
Oh, nice. Well, they're all tied up into stuff.
Yeah, they're going to Europe.
Good God Almighty! I almost feel bad for them, but I mean, it's just what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
If I ever go to a Hollywood party, I'm gonna say no pictures.
Yeah,
no pictures.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on with you people?
Video is okay, but no pictures.
Well.
So Kid 90, it's a documentary video diary.
Yeah.
So that was his thing, I guess. Brandis would leave his gal pals these long answering machine messages.
Wow.
So let's listen to one of them.
Shola, this is Jonathan. I don't know if you got my message last night. Shola, this is Jonathan. You paged me. Shola, it's Jonathan. It's about 10 o'clock on Thursday. You're not home. Where the hell are you? You know what? You need a pager.
When I hear Jonathan's recordings over and over and the amount of love that was there and that he must have been going through so much pain.
Let's get a fucking pager.
Rise and shine, sleepyhead. And if I could come over for the holidays, it would be my pleasure, and I love you, Shola.
Oh.
I found a diary the other day that said that we had spoken about getting married someday and having a family.
I love you, Shola. I love her. I've always loved her.
Oh, that was to Punky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those are sweet.
Yeah, and that was Punky talking.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was before she cut her boobs off. So he might not have liked
What
that.
is happening? What do you know?
She got a breast reduction.
This
Oh,
is fact.
my God.
It's actually a big story in her career,
Yes.
for real.
Yeah.
But Kyle, that was actually done very early.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like when she was, I think, before she turned 18.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Really?
She was nicknamed Punky Boobster.
Yes.
Well, what's
because
wrong with that?
She developed so fast.
Huge can.
And then she went on Donahue and announced that she got a breast reduction.
Oh, on Donahue?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, she was a 38 double D. She went down to a 36C. I mean, either way, she's beautiful.
She is.
It doesn't matter.
That's one of the voicemails. He's like, "Why'd you cut off your tits so late?"
Well, I mean, that just for her back, I kind of understand some of these pictures. Holy hell, yeah, those were there.
They were unruly.
Well, it was just must have hurt, to be honest.
Yeah. Well,
Drew Barrymore also got a breast reduction.
What?
And Robin Quivers.
Wow.
Queen Latifah.
Wow.
Jeez.
Here's a faster method. Who didn't?
Drew Carey.
And me.
Yeah. Although
I would love one. I really would.
Yeah, I might get one.
No joke.
Wow.
Okay, so
Okay, interesting.
in other interviews, Soleil says that she felt guilty that she hadn't noticed the depths of his anguish.
It's impossible to tell. You can't. It's just sad.
And Kyle, you talked about her body count.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in this documentary, my God, it's nonstop.
Yeah.
What
She
is
was
happening?
friends with these guys from the movie Kids. Justin Pierce, he hung himself. And
Really?
Harold Hunter died of a cocaine overdose. And then she had another friend named Sean who they say killed himself through a drug overdose. And then she was friends with a porn star named Shannon Wilsey who shot herself.
Jesus.
It just sounds like people were depressed.
Yeah.
I mean, they had Prozac then.
Well, Prozac, sometimes one of the side effects is depression.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of the strangest things.
That is really weird.
Yeah. I got put on Zoloft, and they said that suicidal thoughts will go away, but if you start getting homicidal thoughts, that's a side effect.
Oh, boy.
Right.
Like, that's insane. You go
That's
from wanting to
insane.
kill yourself to kill other people.
Right.
Yeah, you got the noose around your neck, and then a second later, you're like,
Hey, get
wait a
over here.
minute. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Scorpion, get over here.
Oh my God, Soleil Moonfry. She dated Shifty Shell Shock.
Yes.
Who also
That's another
died.
one. That's what I'm saying. It
Now,
goes to this day.
Was she dating him when he died?
No, I don't think he was. I think he had to be single, judging by some of those videos. He didn't have teeth anymore.
They were saying 5 days before he died, it was on Yahoo that they had just gotten back together.
Oh, my God.
Really?
I don't know what's going on with this girl. That he was borderline crackheadish, homeless looking and sounding.
So do
It
you
was
think that
sad.
she's sadistic in some way?
Maybe.
I don't think she did it.
No.
You don't think she fed him the drugs?
No, I just wonder if she's not. Yeah, maybe just answer the phone. Sometimes.
She likes damaged people, I think.
Yeah, maybe just don't have him leave so many messages and call him back.
Yeah.
Boy, even the Clintons are going, girl,
slow it down.
Yeah, you're gonna make us look bad.
Don't be so obvious about it. All right, and here, Kyle, you want to bring up one of the last known photos of Jonathan Brandis?
Yes, let's see it. Oh,
But
wow.
it doesn't seem like he was doing a lot of drugs or anything. He's got great skin. He still looks in good shape.
He was never into drugs.
So,
And
he wasn't?
No, and he was a smoker, but had quit a couple years.
he's in the early 2000s kids. He's gonna be smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had quit a couple years before his death.
Oh man, that's who cares? That's
well,
nothing.
okay. But you see in that final picture, he's still Jonathan Brandis, but he's kind of, it's not, the hair is a little
The industry is taking its
weathered. His eyes are a little dimmer.
Yeah,
his cheeks are a little less puffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Yes, there's a sadness.
Yeah.
Right.
So that brings us to fall 2003. As his frustration with Hollywood grew, so did his depression, which he self-medicated with not drugs, but alcohol.
Mm-hmm. I get that, man. It's tough out there. Actors are sensitive people.
Mm-hmm.
Performers in general are. And then Hollywood is just so fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Comments about wanting to kill himself became a regular part of his conversations with friends. Nobody took his threats too seriously. It became a boy who cried wolf situation.
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah. His behavior was erratic. On one occasion, he freaked out because people were smoking weed at a party he was at, and he was afraid that it would show up in his system.
It's tough because then when you do get help, oftentimes, they don't want to be friends with someone who needed to get help.
Right.
So he didn't want to lose his friends.
The stigma.
Trust me.
The stigma.
Yeah, he
you're
doesn't
saying.
want to deal with the stigma. And they're like, well, that's why they were like, well, he's just joking around. We can't be friends with an alcoholic or someone who's sad.
Right. Because now there's a lot more knowledge about that.
There is, but it's still very tricky.
Yeah. He made a trip to Ohio to direct a short film, which he hoped would lead to other opportunities. His final on-screen appearance was in a TV segment on E! For a paparazzi show called Celebrities Uncensored.
Probably horrible. I don't remember that one. But
It didn't last too long.
no.
He was filmed pretending to fight with a friend in a parking lot outside a nightclub.
Oh, all that shit was staged?
Yeah.
I'm sure all that stuff was staged in hindsight now, right?
Then he was shown entering the club with attractive women on each of his arms. In early November 2003, Brandis visited his parents, staying with them for 4 days. It would be the last time they would see their son alive.
Uh-oh.
November 11th, 2003. Jonathan got dinner and drinks with a small group of friends at Barney's Beanery in West Hollywood.
No kidding. I like that place.
Yeah, it's a fun place.
Yeah.
Afterwards, they went back to hang out at his place at 650 Detroit Street, apartment 202 in central LA. We'll be adding that to the tour.
Yeah.
The death tour.
Oh, that'll be exciting.
And this was a hip little apartment building with a drawbridge entrance, and he lived on the second floor. His friends say he seemed agitated and began pacing around the living room. He then excused himself, telling them he forgot his phone in his car and needed to grab it. About 15 minutes passed by, and they started to wonder where he was. 11:41 p.m. His friends found him hanging by a nylon rope in the hallway of the building.
Oh, my goodness.
It was attached to a pipe that ran across the ceiling. Apparently, he had gotten the rope from his car instead of the phone.
Oh.
One of his friends cut him down and gave him CPR, while another frantically called 911. They say he wasn't conscious, but I've heard that maybe he was semi-conscious. Efforts to resuscitate him were unsuccessful. At one point, he threw up, and paramedics reported that his vomit smelled of alcohol. He was rushed to Cedars-Sinai Hospital and put in the RIC unit. You know what that is?
That's where you get yelled at by a stepdad?
Respiratory intensive care. I could use that, actually.
Yeah. I don't go hang out with Rick.
After the whooping cough.
Oh, God, don't even say its word. Don't even say its name.
I know.
Traumatized.
The prognosis only got worse as there was little to no brain activity. He was officially pronounced dead around 2:45 p.m. at 27 years old.
Man.
The autopsy would later confirm that there were no drugs found in his system, and his blood alcohol level was only 0.03%.
Wow.
So he was pretty much sober when he made the rash decision to end his life. Or was it a rash decision?
Seems like he'd been talking about it.
Most reports state there was no suicide note. In fact, almost every iteration of the story I've heard says that. But his family later revealed he did actually leave them an essay.
Oh.
An essay?
Or a long note, if you will.
It's a Latino guy telling him what happened.
He was cremated, and the family had like a really small funeral. But Soleil Moonfry threw a private memorial for him with a bunch of actor friends, and they shared stories from better times. Now, this is interesting. Danielle Harris seems to not like Soleil Moonfry.
Oh, boy.
Because she kind of rolled her eyes about this memorial, saying that people were openly crying and that they were the same people who never remembered Jonathan's birthday.
I do believe that, though.
Or were never there for him.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, sometimes it's very performative.
Yeah.
That's why it's like I don't trust anyone crying on social media where it's like you have to set up the camera and shit.
Right.
It's so weird to me.
And she went as far to say that Soleil was one of those people.
Wow.
The thing is, though, we heard those voicemails. That's real.
Yeah.
You don't leave those voicemails for just anybody.
Right.
So I don't know.
Again, she never picked up the phone, though.
That's true, too.
I think in the later years, his
when you need her the most. Yeah.
Yeah, with Soleil had petered out. That was more like in the 90s. In the wake of his death, message boards like TO2B, True Obsession to Brandis.
God.
And
rolls right off the tongue, guys.
And
really nailed it.
And Johnny's Angels were flooded with tributes.
Johnny's Angels.
Yeah.
Jonathan's mom, Mary, said there were no prior suicide attempts. In an interview with the Danbury newspaper, The News Times, shortly after his death.
That's a little redundant, isn't it?
She reflected on her son's last visit. Quote, "He wanted to be with us. We knew something was wrong. We knew something was weighing on him, but we didn't know what it was or how bad it was." She then asked fans to donate to the Make-A-Wish Foundation in lieu of flowers.
If you know something, why not ask?
Well, it's tough.
Yeah.
You can't blame the parents.
No.
Kyle's trying to.
Well, always. He always does. He always likes to blame everybody.
Get him.
He's holding a gun and he's crying. Honey, what do you want for dinner?
No, it's like, good night. Turn the light off.
His dad, Greg Brandis, gave an interview with People magazine in 2021 after there was renewed interest because of the hit Hulu doc, Kid 90. Quote, "Jonathan was very smart. He was very polite and always easygoing. In a sad way, he was probably bipolar.
Oh.
His death wasn't due to the entertainment industry. I look back now, and in his 20s, he showed signs of manic depression. He then said that he still feels his son's presence around him. Quote, I talk to him and he makes me smile. I get the feeling he's looking down on me.
It's a little bit like the movie Sidekicks. A little bit.
Yeah, it's heavy. Danielle Harris also says that his spirit visits her. And she talked about this on the FML Talk podcast.
Jonathan Brandis, he was an actor, like 10 years, one of my best friends. We also had a romantic relationship on and off for a year, but something kept kind of like pulling me away from doing that. And yeah, he was 27, he hung himself. And my ex-boyfriend, who became his best friend, was inside the house when he did it, and is the one that found him hanging outside of his door on a beam and had to cut him down, and like,
oh my God,
was already like had trauma from other situations in his life, so did not need to deal with that situation.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is so that was, I was 26. And that took me a really long time to get over.
Well, yeah, best friend of 10 years and someone that you had romantic feelings for at some point. That's a lot to unpack.
Damn.
And so I have something that I haven't heard anybody on any other podcast or YouTube video say about his death.
Oh, we got an inside scoop.
Based on Danielle Harris, from what I've heard, like I've searched for a bunch of interviews with her. The ex that she refers to is actor-producer Jeff Stearns.
Oh.
So he was the one that found him.
Oh.
The other people there that night were Jeff's cousin and one of his cousin's friends. And so on another podcast she has, the one that she actually hosts called Talk Scary to Me, she elaborates on how Brandis was obsessed with the 27 Club.
Oh, right, because, yeah, that makes sense with the whole 27 thing.
Mm-hmm. And on the tables at Barney's Beanery, there were newspaper clippings about Janis Joplin's death, who is part of the 27 Club.
Yep, Kurt Cobain.
Another version of what happened that night is that Jeff Stearns asked if he could crash there, and Jonathan said no problem. They said goodnight to each other, and he thought Jonathan had gone to bed. A little while later, Jeff changed his mind and decided to go home, but he needed to borrow Jonathan's car in order to do so. So he went to knock on his bedroom door, but there was no answer. And that's when he realized Jonathan was not in his room, and then found him outside in the hallway, hung by a sheet, not a nylon rope.
Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm looking at this 27 Club here on Wikipedia, and he's not even mentioned. Brian Jones, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain. You got, what was the real big one there? The Gales, the movie just made about
Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse.
He's not even mentioned.
No, they don't even mention him.
Oh, that is such
the club you wanted to be a part of. Come on, put him in here.
Exactly. He was trying to be part of the club. It's so insulting.
Right. Oh, no, he is. Jonathan Brandis.
Whew.
He made it. Thank God. Thank God he got on that list.
Yeah. I mean, because first he's deleted from Heart's War.
Oh, God.
And
they edited him out of this.
Yeah.
November 11th is not only Jonathan Brandis' date of death, but it's also Veterans Day and Leo DiCaprio's birthday.
Ooh.
Oh, interesting.
There's a rumor that Jonathan had gone to Leo's birthday party.
Oh, he was depressed. Oh, man.
Either the day before or earlier in the evening on the 11th, and was so distraught at seeing his contemporary so successful.
Oh, come on.
That he went home and hung himself.
Another person's success it's not an indictment of you. You're on your own path.
You got to wear blinders.
You know who else died of murder at 27? A person named Fat Pat.
Fat Pat.
American rapper, member of the Screwed Up Clique.
Murder before heart disease got him, right?
Yeah, Fat Pat. Gone too soon.
So I don't think the Leo story is true. Because we know that he went to Barney's Beanery. You think Leo's having his party at Barney's Beanery?
I mean, maybe.
And do you think
it's possible?
And would Leo throw his birthday party the day before his birthday?
I mean, why? Why wouldn't he?
I don't know.
You think it's that crazy?
I love how that's like your sticking point.
It sounds a little crazy that he went to Leo's birthday party.
I don't think they're all in the same business. But they're all friends with each other.
But think about it. In the same year he's cut out of Heart's War, Leo works with Spielberg in Catch Me If You Can and Scorsese with Gangs of New York.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm sure he was pissed off that wasn't his career.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's another dude who died at 27, a guy named Dickie Pride.
Dickie Pride. Pride on the tip of my dick.
He died in 69. He was a rock and
You
roll
mean
singer.
Pekka?
Pekka.
Sorry, what was that last thing, Ben?
Oh, he's a rock and roll star.
Oh, okay. Pride.
Dickie Pride.
Dickie Pride. He was proud of his... Never mind.
No, you can imagine.
And 27 Club Pat Tillman, who will be our Thanksgiving episode.
He's a 27er?
He was only 27?
Yep.
Wow.
I thought he was much older than that.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did he go to Leo's birthday party, I wonder?
I don't think he did.
That is a little far-fetched.
Okay.
I'll come on the show for that one, too, because I have some thoughts on that.
Oh.
A little bit of revisionist history.
Oh.
But anyway.
No. Don't you dare tarnish Pat Tillman's
I'm not tarnishing
good
anybody.
name.
He was an Arizona Cardinal. No, I mean, obviously.
And a patriot.
Absolutely.
He was a bigger patriot than Tom
New England.
Brady.
Yes.
I was going to say Aaron Hernandez.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So Danielle Harris and Jonathan's family believe that he died solely because of his mental health struggles and reject the theory that Hollywood killed him, adding that he couldn't give a dolphin's flip about his career.
Whoa.
Bringing it back to Sequest.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm sure that's not true.
I find that hard to believe, too.
Yeah.
Yes, of course he cared.
Had to have been weighing on him.
Of course. It's difficult.
Yeah.
In a town where image matters.
Exactly.
You show up to Leo's party. Hey, what are you working on? What, did you get the DVD for Heart's War?
Yeah, I'm in the extra scenes that cut me out of the movie, but, that's kind of what I wanted.
I'm the Pecker guy.
I'm the Pekka. Did you see that, or you didn't see it? Okay. If you watch, you got to watch after the credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Special features.
It's always good when your role takes place after they tell you who the grips were.
Yeah.
In 1994, Jonathan Brandis told the Hartford Courant, quote, "I want to be remembered as an actor who put in some good work in the beginning of his career, even better work at the end of his career, and slowly, successfully made the transition into writing and directing."
I'm sure he would have, too.
I think so, too.
It's just the sad thing. I always thought I was going to do the 33 Club.
Yeah.
That's Belushi and Farley. And Jesus Herman Christ himself.
Right.
But, once you get over it, then you're like, well, yeah, now John Candy died at 44. I'm 43. I'm not going to. 44? It's not so fun.
Yeah,
Nah, shoot for the 80s or 90s.
That's what I'm shooting for. Yeah.
So there were some posthumous releases. He was in a movie called Puerto Vallarta Squeeze.
Ooh.
And producer Robert Katz said that his co-star, Harvey Keitel,
oh my,
was impressed by Brandis's performance, exclaiming, "This guy's going to have a big career."
Nice.
Harvey, you jinxed him.
Harvey Keitel's another guy that shows the tip of his pecker in every movie.
True.
The tip of my pecker.
Keitel's dick. Off-Broadway show.
Gotta love him.
And then there was another movie called Bad Girls from Valley High, which co-starred Julie Benz, Aaron Paul,
wow,
Janet Leigh from Psycho, and Psycho Chris D'Elia. So we're back to the
He was
D'Elia.
a child actor?
I did not know
I'm
that.
so confused. But I'm starting to think this Hollywood thing's all a fucking racket.
Back to the D'Elias.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this movie was shelved for a few years and finally released in 2005.
Christopher Lloyd, Aaron Paul.
Wow.
It's quite a cast.
Lineup, yeah.
Never heard of it.
No, it's a classic. Apparently they say it's classic now.
Interesting.
3.7 on IMDb. Well, it sounds fun.
Why not?
Oh, there you go.
Remember the short film I said that he filmed in Ohio shortly before his death?
Ohio!
Well, it was called The Slainsville Boys, and it's Brandis's only directing credit.
Wow.
And how is it?
It's not bad. I watched it. It's a 14-minute short about two brothers pitted against each other during the Civil War.
Yeah, it's got very good reviews.
Shot on a budget of $18,000 in September 2003, and then it premiered at the Newport Beach Film Festival in 2004.
He would have had a fine career.
Yeah, it was very competently made, I thought.
Yes, well, it's got great reviews. Storyline, the start of the Civil War forces two brothers in Virginia to choose among their loyalties to their state, their country, and then also each other. So a lot of loyalties they have to choose.
Yeah.
It's drama.
Period piece.
Yeah, a lot of blood there in the Civil War.
And Kyle, can you help us out here as we enter
Final thoughts.
We got a couple blind items here.
Oof.
Blind item number 1 from Crazy Days and Nights, March 2021. The former child tween teen actress turned adult actress and documentary maker, Salil Moon Fry, left out an important part of the suicide of this actor, Jonathan Brandis. He was being constantly abused by the disgraced director and director's friends, Bryan Singer.
Oh.
She didn't say it, so I will.
Whoa.
Wow. I know someone that's friends with him.
Bryan Singer?
Yeah. Weird.
I'm sure he has a lot of friends.
I don't fucking know, bro. I don't get invited to Hollywood parties, man.
Ben Savage is still friends with him.
How do you know that?
Because my ex used to date him.
Oh.
And it's in the Convenient Secret or whatever it's called. The
Inconvenient Truth?
Inconvenient Truth.
Yeah.
No, I know.
My balls are heating up.
Open secret.
Open secret, yeah. He goes back to his house. He's like, this is where we had the parties with all the executives. We all get in the hot tub together, but nothing ever happened to me.
So, do you think maybe Jonathan auditioned for Apt Pupil or something?
Oh, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
It's fucking freaky.
Ian McKellen as a Nazi.
Yeah.
And Brad Renfro,
Yes,
who we did an episode on as well.
we did.
Who was also allegedly abused by Bryan Singer.
Yeah.
All right.
Brutal.
Who knows?
Blind item number 2, also from Crazy Days and Nights, June 2018. A film was being made overseas that was
Warning, this one is absolutely bonkers.
Okay. A film was being made overseas that was supposed to be a big office hit.
Box office hit.
Big box office hit. There we go. I can read. Hearts War. Several of the actors in this movie took advantage of their position as stars with the local female population and also threw around enough cash to the local police where nothing was said or done about their activities. One of the worst offenders was an A-list, mostly movie actor at the time, Colin Farrell. There was another A-plus lister on the movie, Bruce Willis, and a future A-minus list, mostly television actor, Terrence Howard. They went after every female teen. Oh, God. They went after every female teen in the town where they were filming. They didn't care how old and whether or not it was completely voluntary. One actor who didn't participate at the time was probably a B-minus list and fading star, Jonathan Brandis.
Oh, my goodness.
Because he didn't participate, everyone shunned him. They made sure he knew how things worked and basically ruined what was left of his career. Down the road, when he couldn't get a break, he threatened to expose what went on, and he suddenly suicided himself. No note.
Okay.
Well, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Intriguing. A lot of air quotes, a lot of someone saying stuff.
A lot of allegedlys.
All right.
Yeah. Seems a little far-fetched, but what do I know?
Yeah, that's a little intense.
It's Hollywood.
But my final thought is I don't think you can say that Hollywood didn't have a effect on his mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he did have bipolar, I mean, lots of people have it and don't end up killing themselves, but to have it all and have it taken away really fucks with people's heads.
For sure.
And I think, he was dealing with that more than people give him credit for.
Absolutely. I don't think anyone gave a fuck that he was going through stuff because it's not cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And these people are all trying to chase cool, which is the least cool thing you can do.
Yes.
Also, my final thoughts here on Dickie Pride. Dickie Pride, at the age 16, he got that name, and he was known for his debut single, Slippin' and Slidin'.
Oh.
Slippin' and Slidin' by Dickie Pride.
Yeah. So isn't that something?
Yeah.
Yes, but take care of your friends and listen to them. And then when they do get help, don't abandon them.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
And it is tough. I get it. When someone is constantly exclaiming that they're going to kill themselves, it's very hard to deal with.
Yeah. Dickie Pride also stole a car. I mean, I'm over it. But
Poor Dickie.
well, he stole a car and was on heroin.
Jeez.
Anyway.
So I understand some friends being like, all right, that's just Jonathan being Jonathan. But still, you have to check in.
Yeah.
You have to see what's going on with your friends and family.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like they sort of were.
Yeah.
But you got to get help too.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to get help.
Help yourself.
Are you saying the momager let the ball drop?
I think that anyone that gets their children involved in the entertainment business is making a massive mistake.
Yeah.
I think it's disgusting for children to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Well, that's just me. You can't even bring a baby into a fucking bar in California. They'll be like, here, suck this tit on camera. They're like, hey, no problem with that. It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
It's a strange place.
Yeah.
It really is. Ain't it a bitch?
Yeah.
R.I.P. Jonathan Brandis.
R.I.P. Jonathan Brandis, Sidekicks, the man. Loved that movie. He was just fantastic.
Yeah.
Great actor. And he would have had a huge career.
Yeah.
Because he'd probably only be, like fucking 45 now, 47, something like that.
All the fan conventions.
Oh, he would be making so much money on the cons.
Yeah.
He would hit every Comic-Con. The Sequest shit would be huge.
Yeah.
And he probably would have done a couple good horror movies.
Oh, absolutely. He would have been just fine.
Hell yeah.
Do you hear that?
Aside from a plane, it's the mailbag.
You've got mail.
I have another couple that didn't, for whatever reason, iTunes does not allow you to read reviews from other countries. So we have one that's not on our actual iTunes, but it's there if you're in Indonesia. It says, hello from the island of Bali, 5 stars. From Feeney Felicia. Said, I stumbled upon this podcast this year while going down a rabbit hole about Whitney Houston's death. I'm really interested in entertainment history and the stories behind celebrity deaths, so this show is perfect for me. I also find myself laughing out loud listening to you guys. Keep up the great work. And I think they're single-handedly, we've been number 1 in Indonesia on the comedians iTunes charts for like the last 3 months.
Wow.
And I think that is all from Feeney Felicia, so thank you.
Fantastic. There you go.
And from the Balloon Fest episode, Gimbal26 said, good one, boys. Never heard of this. Thanks. Always entertaining. P.S. Kyle, you've been out of Massachusetts too long. It's still very warm in September. Not necessarily true. It's in its 60s.
Yeah.
That, to me, I don't know. 50s, 60s. That's enough. Claire Duncan said, I hope Alejandro's okay. It sounded like he coughed up a balloon.
Oh.
We both had coughing fits and left him in the episode. Balloons come over as colorful and fun, but they are the devil's bubble gum.
I completely agree.
Yeah. Well, maybe next year I'll fully kick the cough.
Yeah.
I don't think we should ban balloons by any means, but what was it? How many? 20 million they put up there?
No, it was 1.5. But
1.5 million? That's a lot of balloons.
Yeah.
A lot of balloons.
And there were people drowning in the ocean, and there were just balloons, or drowning in Lake Erie, and then there's just balloons that are the shape of heads, so they couldn't find the guys.
Oh, my God.
It's a lot of littering.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
And Emily W. says, lastly, most underrated podcast of all time. Research is top notch. Alejandro could be reading the phone book, and I'd listen. Please don't stop.
All right.
Oh, well, I say stop with the flattery.
Hey,
Thank you.
He's blushing over here.
I love that.
Anything else, boys?
I think that's
No, I'm still working with Kyle and our friend Jerry Aquino. We're doing a show. It's going to be called Okay Bud when it launches. And yeah, we're just working out of the same studio here. And hopefully by this time next year, we'll have some really cool things established. And
yeah.
Going to get our little Patreon up and just do everything we can.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's exciting.
All right. Well, until next week.
Don't go dying on us.
Bye.
You have just heard
A true Hollywood
Shocker. I have never seen anything like this before.
The movies, Broadway, music, television, all of it.
A place that manufactures
nightmares.
Okay, everybody, that's a wrap.
Good night. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon.